I created an audiobook. It was quite the undertaking, so a lot of people had asked me why I bothered doing it at all. Audiobooks are becoming wildly popular. They're still exploding in popularity. And even though for an independent author, it is a very expensive and arduous process, it was still worth it. Here's why I did it anyway and why you should too. 1, audio is the future. Now, sure, there are always going to be people who sit down to read a book with eyes on like a physical page, but there are also going to be people who fall outside of that category. Audio simply allows more people to enjoy storytelling than ever before, something a lot of people are taking advantage of. If you do not believe me, here are some statistics. 1 out of every 10 books sold is an audiobook. HarperCollins reports that audiobooks account for about 25% of their income. And in the UK, audiobook sales have doubled every year for the past 5 years and show no signs of slowing down. Smart speakers like Alexa and Google Home are becoming fixtures in American households. E-readers are now being released with speakers in them. Podcasts are becoming more popular than ever, and retailers like Amazon, Kobo, Simon & Schuster, they're all widely expanding their audio offerings. The popularity of audio is not a blip. It's the future, and so it would be foolish to not provide readers with that experience. 2, audio is more accessible. It just is. Do musculoskeletal problems make it difficult for you to hold up a book? Is your vision impaired? Does reading page after page give you a migraine? Are you dyslexic? Audiobooks are great solutions for people with all of these different realities. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a stickler for accessibility, and our society still has a very long way to go in making things accessible to all, but audiobooks are a step in the right direction. And that's something that I have within my power as a creator. 3, audio has a wider audience. Look, not everyone is a reader. It's hard for me to understand, it's hard for me to accept, but it's true. It's not that non-readers hate stories, it's that they just don't really jive with the traditional medium, which is okay. After all, history's oldest storytellers never wrote a word. They were all oral stories. Thankfully for everyone, audio is the perfect way to still get those same stories without ever having to read a single word. It's just another input method. And people are taking note. They're using audiobooks to make chores or a long commute more enjoyable. Even traditional readers are doing this same thing. And so audiobooks simply have a larger audience in their very nature than something like a paperback does. Reason 4, unfortunate truth alert. As in all industries, there are certain people in the author world who are just out to make a quick buck. We've seen this with the copy-paste Chris scandal, with people trying to scam the review system on Amazon, and even people trying to sue one another over search keywords. The love of the actual craft is not what matters to these people. Yet, for myself and 99% of the rest of the author community, the craft of storytelling and the writing is what we care about most. So I kind of dug through the catalogs of people who churn out a lot of low quality books. I'm talking like 100 books a year. There are people out there who do that. People who are known for engaging in this kind of like not super awesome behavior, people who are known for cheating the system. And in looking through their catalogs, I found something interesting. Of those people, only about 2 or 3% of their works were available as audio. When you're focused on kind of that, in my opinion, toxic churn and burn mindset, the investment needed to make an audiobook is not appealing. And so creating an audiobook is a really cool opportunity for storytellers to distinguish ourselves and show that we are committed to giving our readers the best experience across all mediums, in whatever medium they ask for. 5, I wanted to provide for my readers. This one's just very simple. I had enough people ask me for an audiobook version to where I've made an audiobook version. Easy. So for those of you who are curious, here is what I recorded. I made Stolen Sun, my Mesopotamian fantasy novella, into an audiobook. I also have plans to make my entire upcoming fantasy series into an audiobook, into individual audiobooks, and then an omnibus edition that will be called Queen of Shades. And moving forward, I want to have all of my books made into audiobooks. Due to their required production time, I can't promise that they'll all be available on the same day as the initial release. That would be awesome though. But depending upon how cooperative retailers are, because they have to vet all of the files first, which takes a long time, I would like to have them out within 2 to 3 months of the initial release. Many audiobooks remain Amazon exclusive, but I don't plan to distribute mine that way. I can go into more detail on that at a later date if anyone's interested, but basically, since I narrated the books myself, I owned the rights to the book, I produced it myself, I didn't involve anyone else in the process except for what it took for some mastering and teaching me how to do it. I own everything associated with this book, and so I can make it available wherever I want. I plan to distribute through Audible, Overdrive, Apple Books, Kobo, and many more. Stolen Sun has finally been approved by Audible, which has the most stringent audio requirements across the entire industry. So now that I know it's good, it's being uploaded to all of the other retailers and should be available at the time this video is posted. So go out and get your copy, please. Marketing an audiobook, giving away audio freebies, all of that is very new and very uncharted territory for me, but I'm excited to learn. At the very least, happy listening, and you will hear from me soon.